What's happening now across the Niagara frontier? News stories, old stories, stuff you know about and stuff you'd never believe. It's the NiagaraHub Soapbox with Craig Avery. Welcome my friends here. We're going to be talking about who they are and what they're up to here. We're fortunate today to have Councilman Ezra Scott, who has brought to our attention a great organization called the Learning Disabilities Association of Western New York. We're going to talk about some of the services that they provide, some upcoming conferences, and some good stories about what's going on in the community. We just want this word to get out and let people know who may not be aware of the services provided that this does exist. So first, I'd like to introduce, as most of you know, Ezra Scott. Ezra, what's going on? What was this all about?
How's it going? How are you doing today?
Good,
it's an honor, privilege to always come on the show. But we're just here. Wanted to come speak with you and get the word out about a event that we'll be having July 29th with the Learning Disabilities Association to bring awareness and allow people to know of the different services and resources that are out there. To anyone that has a youth, child with disabilities. So we wanted to just speak about it and raise awareness.
Right. Katie Cassens is with us, and she represents the learning disability. Do you guys go by LDA or anything like that? What do you?
We do. We go by LDA of Western New York.
Oh, there you go.
Make it nice and short for everyone.
I thought that was mine.
Yeah. The agency, it started in 1965 as a parent support group with like 9 parents, and it grew over the course of a couple of years into like 500. Eventually became a branch of the LDA of Western New York. There's a bunch of them all over the country. And with this, we provide activities for children and adults, but with this conference, we're kind of going back to our roots doing the parent support piece. I mean, that's kind of where we pride ourselves in always helping families and be a great resource for parents and children and families, and providing different services for other people.
Great. You brought along Kaya Coleman, who is an intern with the program. She's learning a lot about stuff. She's asked me, don't ask me any questions, I'm just an intern. But she proud to sit next to a Cornell University student. And, we were going to have you sing the national anthem. Are you ready? Go. Do you know the words?
I can't really sing.
No, but Kaya, we hope that this is a great opportunity, I think, for you to get involved in not only in the program but in the community and so forth. That's great. So we hope you do well with it.
Thank you.
Ezra, who have we got over here, and how is it all going to fit in?
Well, again, let me just make sure I make it clear. We wanted to, raise awareness of the event that we'll be having July 29th, 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Niagara Community Center. It'll be a workshop, and who we have here is my lovely mother, my lovely sister, and my niece, Brylinn. I wanted to bring them because partnering with the LDA, it meant a lot to me because this is a situation as far as dealing with individuals with a disability. It hits home and directly. I have a niece who has a disability, and I wanted to bring my mother and my sister on so they can speak of some lightly about their experiences and talk about the event. And they're also helping organize as well. So just wanted to bring my mother and my sister on.
Cool. What have you noticed with the services that they provided with
a
your
lot.
granddaughter?
Obviously, her first prognosis was doom and gloom. Like she won't do this, she won't do that. But immediately after we got her home, we got her involved in services, occupational therapy, physical, feeding, everything, speech, and she's doing more than what the doctors even thought she would do.
Great.
So that early intervention was so important, and we are also looking for greater things to even happen when she starts school in September.
Wow.
So that has truly been tremendous blessing, and she's a blessing to us. We enjoy her. She's very happy, and very, very happy little girl. So, yeah, early intervention is very important.
And that's got to bug you knowing that other parents are getting that same prognosis and they don't know about this. And so this is the purpose of this whole thing, is to get that word out and get some kids being happy.
Right.
That's excellent.
Thank you.
So the event, what is going to happen at the event actually? What is it? Just what are they going to do actually?
Well, very likely I'll explain and then I'll pass it on to my my partners again. But what we plan on doing, we had an event last year, and this is our second one. We'll be hosting it at the Niagara Community Center, and what we'll do is we'll have two parts of it. We'll have a section where the adults will go off with some of the professionals, and they'll learn as far as different topics. They'll have some workshops going on, and while the workshops are taking place, inside the community center on the athletic field, we'll have some events and fun and games for the youth to enjoy while their parents are learning of the new resources that are available. So that's pretty much what will be taking place. Exactly what classes or the topic of discussion, I'm not sure if you know some of the things that will be spoken of, but we'll pretty much be just educating and informing the parents as far as what's out there and available for them. And and some fun for the children in the meantime.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have a lot of things for the kids. My
Yeah,
daughter
we'll be
and
taking care of the kids.
yeah. Face painting. We have a bouncy house, clown, if we can get one, hopefully. But magician, so things like that. We got a lot going on for the kids.
And Katie, some of the informational sessions are going to be...
I think they'll be really, really important. I mean, parents will probably be wanting to get their faces painted, but I think that they'll get a lot out of it. I mean, even for the most informed people, the special education process can be really, really daunting. I mean, you were lucky that you guys knew of resources. A lot of people don't. And on top of that, then the process itself, the paperwork, the time frames, the representatives at different meetings. I mean, like school districts have lawyers, and it can be really intimidating for a parent to go into a meeting and they've got a panel of people in front of them. So this will have a lot of representatives who can talk about that. Who can say, make sure you have this piece of paper, make sure you get it by this date. It's kind of tedious, a little bit dry, but I think when it comes down to it, having that information in hand will make that process as smooth as possible for them and a little bit easier. And then we have people on staff who have a lot of resources. We have a lawyer who is great and can kind of give tips and things like that. We have board members who have gone through this process before, and they'll say, make sure, if you remember one thing, make sure you have this in your purse and you bring it. So a lot of things like that for parents, so they won't be our goal is at the end of this conference for them to be a little bit less overwhelmed by the process. And if they can leave having some resources to know where to go for the future for their child, that would be, that's it. That's
Can't expect them to retain everything in that session, but now they have the resource, they know how to get a hold of you.
Exactly,
and they're not as intimidated just to pick up the phone and call.
Yes.
Exactly. They know that, if they're comfortable going to a meeting in the future by themselves, that's great. If they're not, then they know where to go to get some help to go with them. And I mean, and then they can get the help that they need so they can have everything in place.
Yes.
Right.
Will you have counselors for those adults who are afraid of clowns? When they walk in and see a clown, there's a lot of people who are afraid of clowns, so you better deal with that issue.
Friendly. She's very friendly. I'm like you, but this one, she's a good one. She's good. Very friendly.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
So I just think it's a great event. I think about myself, as far as I was very fortunate to have my mother. I was born with ear infections, and I had a mother, who knew her rights. She was persistent as far as having my checkups and going to the doctors to see what exactly was the issue, what was wrong with me at the time. And eventually, after going to so many doctor appointments, they found out I was having ear infections, and those ear infections, they said, could have caused a severe learning disability and speech delay as well, which it did have an impact on my speech. But I was able to utilize the resources available, so I was having speech therapy. And it's just, amazing to look back now, having, friends and kids that would pick with me, and now blessed to become a city councilman. I speak in front of tons of people. So, just thinking about my life and my upcoming, just having a mother who knew about the resources and, who was very attentive, where it took me. So that's why I really, feel passionate about this right now.
Excellent. The Association of Western New York, are you networked Erie and Niagara counties pretty much?
Erie and Niagara, we do all 8 counties of Western New York.
Oh.
I'm not going to name them all because I know I'm going to miss a couple.
You can't pronounce them.
But yeah, can't pronounce half of them, no. But we do all 8 counties. And then if we can't help someone, we have a great network of referrals where we can send people out to get some help. We've been doing this for a long time, so like I have no shame in saying we can't help you, but here's a great place who can help you.
Yeah,
I think that's
right.
kind of the most important thing. You kind of put the person and family first. So
Yes.
I think that's key.
Oh, cool. Anything else that what are they going to have you doing?
Oh, I'm actually not going to be there.
Man, you're killing it.
I thought you were doing the transitioning stuff.
No, I have
This
to
is
go
your
back
moment.
home.
I'm not gonna.
But you know what? You give her so much credit. She's been on top of things as far as
Oh my gosh, she's
organizing.
been
Yeah, she
awesome.
has.
Thank you.
We do have the second piece of the conference is there's actually where the kids will be being entertained at their section, I guess. The adults will have a conference, and then they'll be for the transition age kids. So 14 to 22, they'll be doing activities where they learn their role in things and kind of the importance of them becoming their own self-advocates. So when they're in high school, they can say, I need this accommodation. Rather than having their parents come with them and do it, they're learning that when they go to college, maybe they have to do it by themselves. They might not be able to have their parents with them. Or you don't necessarily want to have you want to be able to do this yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another component of it is this thing where you're learning at a younger age what your options are, how to speak about your disability or not speak about your disability, whichever is more appropriate, how to ask for help, and then your options, whether or not you want to go to school or get a job, or like what options are out there. If you want to live on your own, it's kind of a whole new ball game. I feel like it's really exciting because I feel like there haven't been opportunities like this before for I don't want to say kids, they're not kids anymore, but for young adults. And so, I mean, there's a lot for people, for parents and for kids to learn.
Yeah.
So.
There's constantly changing the regulations. I know I'm involved with Opportunities Unlimited. There's Empower, Aspire,
Yeah.
the bigger organizations where they're
Yes.
constantly playing catch up with the regulations and
Oh my
insurance
God,
and the safety issues and so forth.
And the programs they had last year that they did might not be around in 2 years because of regs, so they might have a whole new batch of programs they can do. So, I mean, it's like, even that stuff, just trying to stay on top of everything is, I mean,
So check it out. Anything else you'd like to?
That sounds good.
It's,
Okay.
the event is free. We'll be serving,
Yes.
I think it's light breakfast and light lunch.
Yes.
And we'll have some goodies for people to take home with them. So, come by.
Did you give the address?
Yeah, I'll just read some of the information off of the flyer. Again, it's on the 29th, July 29th, 9:30 a.m. will be registration, 10 a.m. The workshops and the events for the children will start. Like you stated, there are free breakfast, free lunch. Some of the discussions will be navigating the special education process, psychological evaluation and accommodations, and also your rights and responsibilities, and many more topics of discussion as well. The address, if you are unaware of the Niagara Community Center, will be 530 66th Street, Niagara Falls, New York. It's just adjacent to Niagara Catholic High School, and we're looking forward to having you all.
Great. Thanks a lot, everybody. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have to tell you how it goes.